Hi, and welcome to Becklin Backyard. So in this video today, you are going to see me putting in my broccoli starts and putting in a pea trellis, planting peas, and putting in my kale starts. All things that, in theory, should be safe to go in just before the last frost. So we're in Iowa here in Zone 5A, and just like everywhere else right now, weather has been up and down and unpredictable. Last frost predictions, who even knows if we can follow those? So here I am putting my broccoli because I think I started it too soon. It got so leggy and tall so fast. And I tried to listen to the recommendations that said keep it inside for 4+ weeks until you have four or more leaves on each plant. But it just got so tall and skinny and started falling over without any additional leaves being formed on these plants. And I don't know why. So if anyone has an explanation why, I would love to hear that. And so what I was reading was if your broccoli gets too leggy, go ahead and put it in the ground and put it with the leaves as close to the surface of the soil as you can. So it really plant them really down deep. That's what I tried, and they said it should take. It didn't take, it died within a day. And I think it's important to be transparent about that, the failures that happen when trying to learn to garden, and it's good to document it so I know for next time. I restarted some seeds, some broccoli seeds, and hopefully those will go better, but right now they're acting the same way that the previous ones did. So I'm speeding up the clip here so you don't have to watch me plant all these failing broccoli plants for no reason. So I started some new ones. Hopefully those go better, but so far they don't seem to be going better. I can predict myself needing to just buy broccoli plants from the store, which is okay. It just gives me a goal for next year is to do better at starting those seeds, start them later, and hopefully take care of them in a way that allows them to grow more leaves without getting so tall and skinny. And you can see in the background here, my husband Joel is getting our pea trellis set up. So what we use to make this pea trellis is I just went off a picture I saw online that I liked the way it looked. It seemed like it used a lot of just natural materials. And so these are 3 tomato stakes here. They're 5 feet tall. We just got them from our hardware store in town. And he's nailing some nails into the top so that we can tie landscape twine around them in order to create the pellets, sorry, in order to create the trellis for the peas to climb up. And so this year I'm just planting shelling peas. I might throw in some snap peas just for fun, but so far I have just shelling peas in the ground. And so he's putting these nails in here, and then I'm gonna follow along behind him in a bit, and I'm gonna put the pea seeds in the ground. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this clip sped up so that you don't have to watch this in slow motion. So you can see me here finishing up the last of those broccoli transfers. And to share my strategy, not that it matters since all of these died, I had, I think, 10 broccoli plants. So I did 2 rows of 5 each, and I did them about a hand width apart, each plant about a hand width apart, and the same for the rows, because I just thought that would give them enough room to grow into nice big broccoli plants. Obviously, we didn't get to see that happen. I'm looking forward to seeing that either work with my starts or with plants I buy from the store. And so now we've got good old Joel getting going on this pea trellis. So he found this long branch from the wooded area in the back of our house, and he is just attaching that to these tomato stakes to give kind of like this top support for this trellis. And he's going based off a picture I saw online of a trellis that I liked the way it looked. And I liked it because it looked like it used a lot of natural materials, things we would already have, and just thought it would look nice in our garden. And so there's nothing wrong with using the metal or the plastic, but sometimes you just make decisions based off what you like and what you're gonna like looking at for months. And that's why I picked this. So in a little bit, you're gonna see me pop in here and I'm gonna start planting the peas. And these are seeds I got from the Seed Savers Exchange from Heritage Farm in Decorah, Iowa. And I've really liked using these seeds this year. I think they've done great, and I haven't really had any issues with any of them, besides my own issues with the broccoli. And so the instructions on this said it's fine to plant a bit before the last frost. I was a little worried I planted them too soon just because we had a couple cold days come in, but I covered the ground with some contractor bags, and I think that saved them. And so you can see me here, I'm just every few inches putting a pea seed on each side of this trellis. And that's what the instructions told me to do, is plant a row on either side of a trellis. And we chose to do the trellis in the back of the garden here because we knew it wouldn't create any shade because our house faces north. And so the sun's always going to go over our garden. But if we had planted this in the middle of our garden, going from the top to the bottom of it, it would have created shade to block sun from getting to the other plants. So that's why we put this in the very back of our garden so that it wouldn't create any shade. And so here I had all those peas planted in, just very slightly below the surface, covered them up with dirt, and then now I'm continuing on with the trellis. So I've got um the landscape twine here. Sorry, I could not think of that word. The landscape twine here, and I'm tying it around the bottom edge post of this trellis, and just enough to make it tight, nothing special, and then I wrapped it around the center. And so I have this pretty low to the ground because you'll see when I start doing the up and down part of the trellis, in order to make the twine tight, it kind of creates an arch at the bottom, and the bottom line of twine will rise up. And so I had it pretty low to the ground, knowing that it was going to rise as the trellis was tightened. So I just tied this around the bottom here just to make it tight. Nothing fancy over there. You can always retie it if it comes undone. We've got time before the peas get high enough to even touch this trellis. So now I just tied it at the top, and I'm just going to go up and down in order to create a nice little path for these peas to climb. And I'm really excited about this. I like the way it looked. I thought it was nice and simple, nothing fancy, but it got the job done. And so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for you here. So I just went ahead and muted this clip because the wind was so loud you couldn't hear what I was saying anyway. But what I'm talking about here is that I decided to put in my kale starts. I had 5 starts here, and I was just afraid of them getting leggy like the broccoli. So I wanted to get those in the ground. And I just did 1 row of these. And as of now, 4 took. That 4 is still alive. 1, I don't know where it went. It's could have died. My dog could have dug it out. You see, she loves to be in there. But right now, 4 of them are still doing good. And you can see here, I did them about 2 hands apart, which is completely arbitrary and not something anybody else could follow. But it worked for me.